If you've ever pasted a Google Fonts link tag into your HTML without thinking twice, this video's for you. Today we're going to ditch third-party font providers entirely and self-host a font directly with a few simple steps. Hey guys, and welcome to Azul Coding. When you use third-party providers like Google Fonts, your page actually has to make multiple external network requests to download the font file and corresponding CSS. That's 2 extra connections before your text even renders. Self-hosting eliminates those cross-origin connections entirely and gives you full control. There's also a privacy angle. Your third-party provider could track which sites a user visits based on those font requests. So let's get right into it. All the code in this video is available from the link in the description. First, we need to get the font files in the right format. There are a couple of ways you can do this, depending on the font you're using. If your font is on Google Fonts, then we can go to the CSS file that you would have otherwise added to your site, and we can download the font files using the links in there. Essentially, you can go straight to this URL and add on the name of your font at the end. Google Fonts typically splits the file per character set. Latin's the default, but you might want to include the others if you're using a language that has a different character set, like Greek. One thing to bear in mind, users could also translate your website into another language. But if your font isn't on Google Fonts, you might want to check if the font is open sourced on GitHub. All we need is a WOF2 file, like the ones here. So if you can only find a TTF or OTF file, you'd probably want to convert it online to get a smaller file for the user to download. I'll use the Interfont as an example today, and I can download the latest font files from GitHub. Opening up this zip file, and I can see the WOF2 fonts are all included, so no converting needed. I'm going to choose the variable font here. This is one single file that covers every weight from 100 to 900. A single variable font file replaces multiple static weight files, making it a clear performance win if you're using more than a couple of weights. Now that we've got the font files, let's get them working on our site. I've got a simple web page here, and I've created a new fonts directory with the normal and italic font files inside. I'm then going to open up a CSS file and add in a font face rule for each file. The rule includes the font name, the style, normal or italic, the font weight, which is a range from 100 to 900 because it's a variable font. This would be a single value if you're using a static font file. And then we've got the link to the font file itself. There's also this font display property set to swap. This tells the browser to show a fallback font while Inter loads in the background, preventing invisible text. Now we just need to set the font family on the root element like this. One last thing, preloading. By adding a preload tag in the head of your HTML, you're telling the browser to start fetching the font file as early as possible, before it's even parsed the CSS. You might have seen this if you've been using Google Fonts. Even though the font is local, we still need the cross-origin attribute for preloads to work correctly. If you've got a spare moment, take a look at the suite of productivity apps I've made that are all open source, and check out Ablas to brush up on your language skills for free. The link to both these projects is in the description. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed this video, and subscribe to keep up to date with the latest tips. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.